Hello everybody, I'm showing an earlier video about homework 2 in case you wanted to get a head start in any of the material in the course. In this homework, we're actually going to be using recursion quite a bit, and we will go over recursion in depth during class next week. But in case you have been reading the textbook so you know a bit about recursion already, this homework is essentially building up problems using recursion. Now we're going to go about how we can translate loops to recursive functions and so forth. But if you see here, the very first part of your homework, my second homework.java, we have a min value I function. And then if you go down here into the min value, you'll see that you have a helper function and a recursive call here. So we actually build out a recursive function as an example for everyone here. And this entire homework assignment is essentially you're given an iterative solution to a problem that you're facing, and then you need to implement a recursive call. So to help with that as well, though, as a prime example for sum, if I wanted to make a recursive caller helper, I would type out private static double, similar to the sum function, and then I would say something like sum helper. And then from there, we would break it down into what you think needs to be required here. I'll just return a 0 for right now. And essentially here, this is what your sum helper will be doing. And you can see here the recursive call is where we're actually calling the function again. Now, this looks a bit complicated. I just wanted to show everyone what this homework is about in case you read through the chapters or you want to get a head start. We have to translate a sum function, an in-place reverse function for an array. And then for the last one, you're actually doing a cool thing where you're drawing out Mickey Mouse. So if I actually go ahead and hit play here, you'll see that I get a little Mickey Mouse showing on my screen. And then what you're supposed to do is turn it into Mickey Mouse, which is essentially a bigger version of Mickey Mouse. And you can see here, this is what it would look like. I'll show everyone how we could do this. I'll show everyone more in-depth examples during class and everything. But the general idea here is that you want to make sure that you go through these functions together. You make sure you translate these sum functions into recursive ones and so forth. You're not going to be using loops here because recursion does not use loops. So we should not see any for loops or while loops inside of any of your recursive functions. They should simply only be if statements with recursive calls. So you can go ahead and get started on this. I will enable the submission earlier as well if you'd like. There's also a checklist for week 2 there too. Again, the way the checklists work is that if we are on the 21st, we have from 21st to the 28th for week 2. So during this week, you'll be working on it. But if you want to get a head start now, that's up to you. Thank you, everyone.